Could we give a little bit more musical meaning to this scale, is the question. And how do we do that? I think when you look for the contact, this could be the game changer, the contact quality. You never will be doing that. To start with, we need this really beautiful airstream. I think this is our bow of the string instrument. This is our engine, this is our motor, and everything is actually like flying on that, right? So it wouldn't be possible to play scale without that. So it's always good when we start with that, and I would love to guide you through a little warm-up. Let's take an F major scale. Maybe some little comment about my clarinet. I am playing the German clarinet system, and maybe many of you listeners play the French clarinet system, and there are some differences. So don't be shocked when you see I use different fingerings, right? It's just the different system, but I will explain it for you, and I think F major is our kind of role model key because it's the easiest one on the French clarinet. So I would like you to play a long tone scale. And first of all, let's remind ourselves that this piece of wood, we have to give this one through air this vibration that will actually produce the sound for this instrument. And we should never forget that. Sometimes we actually do, especially when later there's difficult stuff to play, we forget about this principle. So it's always nice to start also our day, our warm-up routine with long tones. And we could even actually start without the clarinet, just breathing. So I invite you to really relax on your chair where you're sitting right now, and maybe imagine yourself being this pyramid form, so you have really a lot of space and width in the low section of your body where you have contact with your chair, and being the tip of the pyramid actually here when the air enters the clarinet later. So this is the image. Be really relaxed in your shoulders, in your elbows, in your back. And we start with an out breath. Have some breaths together. And take the air into your lower regions of your body first. Fill it up from there. Out through the tip of the pyramid. In. We could actually have it already a little bit more clarinet specific in already forming this embouchure when doing this exercise. So your embouchure, maybe the syllable of U, du, with really an established upper and lower embouchure. You can do the same exercise because this will be of tremendous help in preparing the start of the notes later when you have your embouchure established before you actually play the notes. It's a good way to practice this principle. So one more time with embouchure, air out, air in a couple of times. Yes, it's also very nice to breathe out already through your embouchure because there's a little bit more resistance here. So the space where the air later enters the clarinet is already more narrow. It's like you have, a pipe in your garden where you water the flowers and you have your thumb on the top of the pipe, narrowing it, and the water will come out a little bit more quicker with a wider bow of water. Okay, so this image, air out through embouchure. One more time, air out. really sustained out breath. Air in, air out. Yes, I think this is a beautiful way of starting, also practicing our first notes on the clarinet. Now we do the same with the clarinet, and if in F major on long notes. I will demonstrate it for you. So we start always with an out breath without the clarinet to really get rid of all the air, then have a fresh in breath for fresh air. This also makes a difference. In. And so on. It's really important to focus on the quality of your sustained out breath, and that you really let your reed vibrate, that you don't, use too much pressure from your teeth that is a hindrance to the vibration of the reed. So great. So this is all about, your awareness, and also about the quality of simple things in your practice. So we start with this simple, just long note, and we want to take this into the next chapter. Now we will play the first scale, the first major scale. And we said what we of course need is this movement of fingers. So it's this sequence of notes, one after another. And I want to play you maybe two very specific ways of playing a scale. One robot-like, one I would say more organic or musical. So maybe you have a look at my fingers, what they are doing in the robot and the organic-like versions. So let's start with really the actual finger movement. And a very good way in getting a more tender and more aware and also legato movement for the fingers is really to get into contact. So with contact, I mean really the contact of the fingertip with the actual surface and material of the clarinet. So we have really different materials. We have silver, we have wood, we have different shapes, we have smooth shapes, we have holes, we have little etchy kind of parts of the clarinet. So this is really important to feel it, right? And I would love to invite you to do it maybe with an established airstream into the clarinet without sound, but just with this airstream, and just really feel the contact you have with those different kind of materials and surfaces and shapes. Okay, what I at least notice is that my movements, they are much more controlled. And it's not like that I force the finger to do something. It's I have this sense of I'm really interested in the contact and the quality of the contact. So maybe try it with tone now. Yes, you can also train maybe only 2 changes of notes and do it really slowly. And maybe you can even have a little glissando between the notes. It's just for having fun. It's really tricky, but it's actually fun. It's just to get more into contact and more awareness. It's what it's all about. Okay, maybe another image that could help you for this legato sensation for the fingers. So there's this material, maybe you know it. It's called foam rubber. It's a nice material because it has. It's very elastic. It's soft, but also has some. It's rubber, some resistance. So it's also elastic. So you don't fall into it. And with this kind of sensation, when playing the scale going up, you could really think of really touching this foam rubber when going up. Can we try? Yeah, so you really go into this resistance and at the same time softness and have really this nice contact. When going down, actually you're going up, going down, and F major is really the key for, I would say, the basic position of your fingers, right? So you don't have to use all the other keys. It's kind of the position you go up, and the fingers are actually supposed to land on the position they were before. So it's a beauty about your F major for German clarinet. It's G major for those scales, to train the basic position of the fingers. So when going down, I would really use the principle of gravity we're having on this planet. Really, that the apple falls from the tree and the finger is just allowed to land on the holes. So maybe that helps.